Do you realize that most of us work in jobs that we hate, that depress us, that make us go crazy, that make us go get to the bar and get drunk, that make us go get antidepressants, that make our bodies sick, our minds. And if they don't, then still we don't like them much. No, you probably know that. You know that most people don't like working. But what about the drugs that they give us? What about these antidepressants? What about all these things that they used to do to us, like lobotomy? And what about all these things that they try on us just to keep us working? What about alcohol? We're literally killing ourselves with alcohol, and we have normalized it. What about all these addictions? What about actually the drugs that we're getting? What about psychotherapy? What is psychotherapy? Psychotherapy is something to lull you into this dream that you're actually living the dream. You actually have a good life. You have a job. You have a fulfilled life. You have a life full of work and purpose to serve society. Is that how you want to serve society? That's another question. But psychotherapy is just there to actually make you obedient to the system. Maybe that's why if you ask therapists, what is the purpose of all this? Well, you just gotta make your own purpose. You just gotta find your own way. But the point is, they can't answer that question. And they can't criticize the current system because they are the ones working in it as well. You know, it's like a catch-22. They can't actually say it's not good because they are working in it, and they are supposed to make you believe in it too. So they can't say that it's bad. You just have to live with it, you know? Oh, we don't have anything better, so we have to live with this one. Antidepressants is another thing. People say antidepressants are so much better than anti-anxiety meds. But anti-anxiety meds give you instant release. And they're addictive, like all the other good drugs. Everything good in life is addictive. Why do we love sugar? Why do we love fat? Why do we love burgers, fries? Why do we love ice cream? It's all addictive. Why do we love love? Love is addictive. The best drugs are addictive. You want them. They don't want you to be free of anxiety. They just want the anxiety to be at a bearable level so that you can go to work, you can do your thing without having a heart attack, but not to the point where you're so brave that you don't want to do this anymore. You say no, stop. I have the confidence to say no. Suddenly, you know that this is not what you want anymore. You're free of fear. But fear is what keeps you in the system. Fear, poverty, the invention of all of this. There's a lot of movies and books written about this. I can maybe sometime talk about these too, but for now maybe to stay on the topic. They want you to be scared. They don't want you to be free of fear. They don't want you to have access to the highest drugs. We only have a drug problem if people stop working. If people love living on the street. If people don't want to go to work anymore, that's when we have a drug problem. As long as people are working and doing all these things, like on antidepressants, all the things that society expects them to do, nobody has a drug problem. Nobody. Nobody even mentions it. That's why these drugs are so praised. You still function. You're functioning. You know what happened to the Chinese people when the British people said, hey, let's trade. And they said no. But then they gave them opium. And they finally gave them their tea, which they wanted so much. And Chinese people got lazy. stopped working. Their economy went down because they understood the benefits of this drug. Oh, that power of that drug and the state. How it ruined the state. That's why it was forbidden. That's why everything got so strict around that drug. Nobody wants to work anymore. We can't have that drug here. Nobody wants to work anymore. How can we keep this drug around if nobody wants to work anymore? Our economy is going down. People are happy. Oh my god, no. People are happy. They're not working anymore. They're too happy. They can live with less. They don't desire, they don't consume anymore. They don't desire all these crazy things. No, we can't let that happen. We need them crazy for stuff. We need to take these drugs away so that they go back to work. Ever wonder why therapy doesn't work? Now you know. That's the thing about drugs. But then things like alcohol, you would say, oh, but alcohol is allowed, right? Of course alcohol is allowed. It ruins you, it makes you dizzy. You don't actually want to wake up and be dizzy all the time, or do you? You actually want to do things. You want to be happy, deeply happy. Alcohol, as we know, is a depressant. At some point, it just turns down brain activity. You can't actually feel like the finer things in life. You can't like watch a sophisticated movie or read a book. You can't read a book. But on drugs, on certain drugs, you can. This is the whole point. You can still enjoy things. You can still enjoy the finer things in life with these certain drugs. But you just don't want to work anymore. You're just happy. Nobody wants it to be happy. That's why alcohol is allowed. Alcohol makes you happy and social, but the depressing effects and the bad after effects and the stigma of drinking too much every day keeps it at bay. Yeah, this society was not made for happy people. The whole premise is don't be happy. If you're really happy and wake up every day with so much energy, it's almost like anxiety. Because you have so much energy. And you're fine with not working, you're fine with just being, you're fine with serving a purpose, but not actually being enslaved, living in fear. In fear of poverty, in fear of stigma, in fear of being lonely. Because work, of course, serves the purpose of people coming together and not being lonely. Coming together for a common purpose. You want to be happy. And the only way that society allows you to be happy is to work your life away, to get the drugs that you're allowed to have work with a purpose, to work together with other people, but to never leave that. Never leave that system. Never change that system. It's all about power. All about power and control. Fear is how they keep you. Unhappiness is how they keep you. They keep you chasing more and more and more. But not the things that you're not supposed to do. Not the love, not the social community built on real values, real cooperation of individuals who want to serve a higher purpose that is not just based on capitalist society. No, not that. Everything but that. They don't want you to be in that sort of society. They want to keep this current society alive. So yeah. Think about therapy. Think about what you truly need to be happy. Think about the people at work. Think about how happy are the people at work. There is probably happy workplaces, but most of them, you can see the neuroticism, you can see the unhappiness, you can see the depression. You can see that people are not genuine with each other. You can sense it. And that's the society we've built to live in this. And nobody wants to give it up because people say, oh, capitalism is the best we got. Every alternative would be worse, right? We haven't even tried. We are too scared. That's the irony here. We are too scared to break it down, to tear it down, because what will happen if we face our fears? We might break it all down, we might be in chaos, and we are too scared. Once you are not scared, as a famous person once said, once you lose everything, you're not afraid anymore, because you've already lost everything. But we are too scared. We want to keep the little possessions we have. We worked so hard to get them. We were with all these mean people at work, with all these bad managers. And we tried and we worked our way up in this society. We don't want to do the low-paying jobs anymore. And now we trick ourselves that there is nothing better than this. And that is how they get you. Because you're scared and unhappy. And you will keep running and running and running in the same system until they drained you of all your energy. And in the end, they win.